Hello and welcome everyone. So far now we have discussed on damping and types of damping in free damped vibrations. So in types of damping we have seen mostly viscous damping and column damping in details. And we know that column damping is a non-linear system and its analysis will be bit complex as far as our scope is concerned. So our syllabus is only limited to the viscous damping, okay? So whenever we will be talking of viscous damping only in the course. So here we are going to learn how to derive the equation of motion in free damped vibration when there is viscous damping. So for that we have considered this model, okay? You are seeing this model. In this model there is a block of mass m. It is attached with a spring, linear spring having a stiffness K. And a viscous dashpot is also attached with the block of mass m and its damping coefficient is C, okay? This is the dashpot having damping coefficient C. So as we have discussed, what will be the damping force if we displace the mass by this much displacement x and having velocity x dot, then what will be the force Fd? Fd will be equal to C times x dot, okay? So now if we draw the FBD diagram and if we apply by D'Alembert's principle an imaginary force of magnitude mx double dot, that is mass into acceleration, and on applying equilibrium of forces on this FBD, we can derive the governing differential equation of motion here as mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. Why 0? Because this is a free vibration, there is no external force on the dynamic system. So here one term which is coming additionally is cx dot. Why? Because of presence of dashpot, okay? So if we assume the solution of the form x equal to e to the power lambda t, now from where does this value came? This value comes by solving this type of linear differential equation. It is found that general solution is of in this form, x is equal to e to the power lambda t, okay? So this value you can remember, this can be just we are assuming, and this is done in the researches and it is found from the experience also by solving this type of differential equation. And you can put all the value by calculating x dot, that which will be equal to lambda e to the power lambda t, and x double dot also which will be equal to lambda square e to the power lambda t. And if we put this value in this equation, we will get LHS equal to RHS and will be equal to 0 finally, okay? But what will be the value of lambda? That is of much more concern here, okay? We don't know lambda is a variable here. E is a logarithmic E, I hope you must know. Ln is the log to the base E, okay? So this E, exponential term E is used, and T is the time, okay? So we are assuming that our solution is of the form x is equal to e to the power lambda t for the differential equation mx double dot plus cx dot plus kx equal to 0. Now here lambda is a constant and it is to be determined yet. And if we still differentiate this equation, we get the x dot equal to lambda e to the power lambda t and x double dot equal to lambda square e to the power lambda t. And by putting all these three values in the equation, now we see that e to the power lambda t comes into the common here, okay? And this value also comes in the common, in the bracket. See, e to the power lambda t cannot be equal to 0. Why? Because if it is equal to 0, then x will be equal to 0, but x is not equal to 0, okay? So the term for getting non-trivial solution, we have to make m lambda square plus c lambda plus k equal to 0, alright? Only this term has to become 0. And if we divide this quadratic equation by m, then we get the equation like this: lambda square plus c by m plus k by m equal to 0. Now this equation may seems very simple, and it is very simple. It is a quadratic equation, but it is of much more prime importance here, okay? And this will give us amazing results here, which it will decide which type of damping is there in our system. So the above equation is so important, that's why it is called as characteristic equation. Why characteristic equation? Because this equation gives us the characteristic of damped vibration. What are those characteristics? Wait for 2 more minutes. Now, as we can see, this is a quadratic equation. It will have 2 roots, okay? Lambda 1 and lambda 2. And from the solution of quadratic equation, minus b plus minus root under d by 2a, okay? And here d is equal to discriminant is equal to root under d is equal to b square minus 4ac, okay? So we can do this calculation. This is not very difficult. Minus b plus minus root under b square minus 4ac by 2a, okay? You can do this. This is very easy. From the quadratic equation this is written, okay? And now we can write this as this value also, okay? This is lambda 1 comma 2, okay? Now here discriminant or the radical term is c square by m square minus 4k by m, and or you can write a d value as like this: d is equal to here c square minus 4k m, okay? No problem. Now this value of d will give us the characteristic of damping. So we can see the value of d can be either 0, d can be either positive, or d can be negative also. So depending on the nature of d discriminant or the radical term, the characteristic of damping will vary. That's why this is a characteristic equation. So the roots to the characteristic equation fall into one of the following cases. Now there are 3 cases. Either our damping can be over damping, or it can be under damping, or it can be critical damping. See, there are 3 cases. Either it is over damped system, or it is under damped system, or it is critically damped system. So these are the 3 different characteristics of damping here, okay? Depending on the nature of d. See, if the discriminant becomes positive, okay, that means it is greater than 0, then the system is termed as over damped system. Means we are having 2 roots, okay, and the roots of the characteristic equation are purely real and distinct corresponding numbers, okay? The roots will be real roots and real numbers, okay? It will not be imaginary numbers. And there will be 2 roots and corresponding to simply exponentially decaying motion. So in this case, motion will be simply exponentially decaying, okay? And we will show you the graph also very soon for these type of motions. Now if the discriminant is negative, what happens? Then the system is termed as under damped system, because the roots of the characteristic equation do not remain a real number. They become imaginary number, and they are in the form of complex conjugates. Complex conjugates are in the form of a plus I iota b, like this, or a minus iota b. This is a complex conjugate, okay, corresponding to oscillatory motion. Now here the motion will be oscillatory with an exponential decay in amplitude. So this type of graph we will discuss, okay, one by one. Now the third case is when the discriminant becomes equal to 0. Then the system is termed as what? Critically damped system. because in this case the roots of the characteristic equations are going to be equal. Both the roots will be coinciding each other, and the graph here will correspond to simply decaying motion. Of course, that we will discuss very soon. And out of these cases, the last one, which one is the critically damped system, is considered as critical. Why? Because here discriminant becomes 0 and it vanishes. Thus, let us discuss first of all critically damped system. So here what is happening in the case of critically damped system? Now let us take this. How do we derive the equation of motion for critically damped system? Okay. So in critically damped system, as we have discussed, there are three types of systems characterized from the characteristic equation depending on the nature of D. If D was equal to 0, it is critically damped, okay, just like in this case. But when D greater than 0, it is over damped, okay, and when D is negative, it is under damped, okay. So it is very easy to understand. Now we are taking in consideration critically damped system where discriminant value becomes 0. So it is a situation in which there is critical damping, and in that case Cc square, now we represent in critical damped system, C value will be equal to Cc. Here damping coefficient is represented as Cc. Cc means critical damping coefficient, okay. This is critical damping coefficient. Now damping coefficient is represented by letter C, and critical is coming in the form of letter C as subscript, okay. And as we have discussed that Cc square minus 4km equal to 0, okay. So we can write Cc is equal to 2 root under km, okay. And we know that k can be expressed in terms of m omega square also. So if you put here 2 root under m omega square into m, okay, so it will be written as Cc is equal to 2m omega n, all right, because k is equal to m omega square, all right. So this is the value of critical damping coefficient in critical damping, okay. So I again highlight this formula. Cc is equal to 2 root km is equal to 2m omega n. So you can calculate when critical damping will occur. It will occur when the critical damping coefficient is equal to 2 root km, okay. So here the ratio of actual damping to critical damping coefficient. Now critical damping coefficient will become a constant value, particularly a constant value, and it will just simply depends on the value of mass and the stiffness, okay, mass and the stiffness of the body. So mass will be given and the stiffness will be given. You can easily calculate what will be critical damping coefficient, okay. How? Using this formula. Cc is equal to 2 root km, and you can also equate as 2m omega n. Now we are defining here a ratio by a symbol rho, okay, rho. In some textbook this symbol is also written as zeta. So zeta or rho both are same. Now what is this zeta or the rho? Here rho is a damping ratio. Remember this, damping ratio is what? It's a ratio. As the name suggests, it's a ratio of what? Actual damping coefficient and the critical damping coefficient, okay. What is damping ratio? It is the ratio between actual damping coefficient, that is C, divided by critical damping coefficient, that is Cc. So since this is a ratio of similar quantity, so it is a dimensionless quantity, all right. So this is a dimensionless quantity, and we can write zeta is equal to C by Cc, okay. So what will happen in case of critical damping? What will happen? C will be equal to Cc, isn't it? For critical damping, discriminant value was equal to 0, and that means C is equal to Cc, and we have discussed also. So in case of critical damping, damping ratio zeta here rho is equal to 1. Okay, this is only in the case of critical damping, and for rho value equal to 1, and here if we say the roots of the characteristic equation, you remember the characteristic equation which we have derived there, lambda 1 and lambda 2. Okay, it both will be equal. Here let alpha and beta are the roots of the equation, so the same thing is written. Lambda 1 is here represented as alpha and lambda 2 is represented as beta, so all values are same here in critical damping. ठीक है, so now d is equal to 0, so the only term that remains is minus b by 2a, minus b by 2a. ठीक है, so alpha and beta is equal to minus c by 2m. So this is the value of lambda. Okay, lambda 1 or lambda 2, whatever you say. So as the roots are equal, so the general solution of equation can be written as, now we have assumed there that x was equal to what? E to the power lambda t. Okay, now since x is equal to e to the power lambda t, so now we can write the general solution of critically damped system. Okay, in critically damped system, general equation will be equal to x, which is a function of time t, is equal to e to the power lambda t. Now lambda can be equal to alpha or lambda can be equal to beta. So here it has written e to the power alpha t multiplied by a plus bt. Now this is simply a sum of two terms, and a and b are simple constants, and this is a linear terms in the variable of time here, and it is multiplied with e to the power alpha t, so that we can derive a general solution. See, nothing will vary, nothing much will vary here by just multiplying a plus bt. It is observed that this is the solution in case of critically damped system. Now if we put the value of alpha is equal to minus c by 2m, then this equation will be equal to xt will be equal to e to the power minus c by 2m into t into a plus bt. Okay, see, this a plus bt is multiplied so that the curve becomes a real. Okay, in all the situations. Now here c by 2m can also be arranged. How it can be rearranged? C by 2m, if you multiply cc and cc in the numerator and denominator both, and do this little substitution by cc, putting as c is equal to 2 root under km, and then if you write this c by 2m in terms of rho damping ratio, then c by 2m comes out to be equal to rho omega n. Okay, so c by 2m comes as rho omega n. You can easily write it. Okay, since in this case rho is equal to 1. How? Because this is a critically damped system. But c by 2m you can always write in the form of rho omega n. You can always learn this, how this is done. Okay. Now in this case of critically damped system, the value of rho is equal to 1. Okay. So we can write in place of this equation as, now this equation, when rho value is equal to 1, x t is equal to e to the power minus omega nt into a plus bt. So this is the general equation. This is the general equation for a critically damped system. Okay, and we can plot the graph also here for the critically damped system with positive initial displacement and velocity. Okay, so a and b here in this equation, constant a and b depends on the initial displacement and velocity which is given to the system, and that's why they are multiplied here. Okay, and we can calculate the value of a and b by putting those boundary conditions, that is the initial displacement and velocity at time t equal to 0, and we will get that value very easily. Okay, now in this system we can see that critical damping may be defined as the minimum amount of damping for which, it is the minimum amount of damping for which the system will not vibrate when disturbed initially. Okay, So over critical damping, what happens when rho value means if we increase the value of rho greater than 1, it will become over damped system. It will become over damped system, and that we will discuss also. And in over damped system also, there will be no as such vibration or oscillation. It will also be decaying like this only. This is a graph for over damping system. And just remember, in over damped system what happens? Rho value is greater than 1. So in over damped system there is no oscillation. You are just seeing decaying curve. Okay, decaying curve is decaying, amplitude is decaying. And in under damp, in critically damping, what happens? It is rho is equal to 1, and here also amplitude is gradually decaying, simply decaying. So this is a non-periodic motion. It's a non-periodic motion. Okay, and the body will ultimately return to equilibrium position. Okay, so it is the critical damping is the minimum amount of damping which is present in the system. And it is not allowing the system to vibrate even if we disturb it initially. Okay, it will return to its equilibrium position. So this will result in non-periodic motion, and the displacement decays to a negligible level after one natural period of time t. Now the example of critical damping and over damping system in which there is no as such oscillation or no periodic motion, there is simply decaying, is what? It can be barrel of the rifle. Okay, rifle barrel. So when the army shoots the bullets from the rifle, it gets a jerk, but the jerk is not like a vibration or oscillatory motion. It just decays. The force vibration just decays in one time period, one natural time period. Similarly, another example can be what? The hydraulic jack of the door stopper. You can say door stopper, which you must be seeing everywhere, used in the doors. You just open the door and leave it. What happens? The stopper slowly and slowly, it also have got some damping arrangement there. Dashboards are there, cylinders are there, fluids are there, piston is there. So in door stopper there is no oscillation as such. It is simply decaying. Okay, amplitude simply decays to a negligible level in just one natural time period. So this is how the periodic motion is observed here, and how this graph is made in the form of x and xt graph is plotted with the help of this equation. Xt is equal to e to the power minus omega nt into a plus bt. ठीक है? This is how we have plotted this displacement plot in case of critical damping system. And when in the next video we will be seeing the over damped system, we will discuss what happens when rho value becomes greater than 1. So of course, if critical damping में ही अगर वाइब्रेशन ऑस्किलेशन नहीं हो रहा है, तो जब ओवर डैम्पिंग होगा तब तो ऑस्किलेशन बिल्कुल भी नहीं होगा. ठीक है, बट इन केस ऑफ अंडर डैम्प्ड सिस्टम में रो की वैल्यू स्मॉलर देन 1 होती है. ठीक है, एंड इन दैट सिस्टम डिस्क्रिमिनेंट इज नेगेटिव, सो हियर देयर इज ऑस्किलेशन. ओके, एंड यू कैन सी this is how oscillation is happening. Okay, and of course with the time the amplitude is gradually decaying. Okay, but there is oscillation happening. Okay, so this under damped system and over damped system we will see in the next video. So till that, stay tuned and stay safe. Thank you.